Okay, so the challenges we face in the food system is that we've got to feed 9 to 10 billion people by 2050, and we've got to feed probably more than that, maybe up to sort of 12 billion by 2100. And that's going to be a massive, so we need to produce more food on the planet in the next 50 years than we've produced in all of human history. So it's a massive challenge, and that's largely driven by the population increase, and also as the gap between rich and poor gets smaller, then people demand more livestock products. So this has sort of led to this idea that we need to produce more and more and more, which has put us on an express train to just increasing productivity. But food security is about much more than just producing more. We need to improve access and things. So the talk that I gave today was mainly about how can we address those challenges to reduce the environmental impact of food production. And there's a bunch of technical fixes that we can do to try and address that, to do with, changing our agricultural practices. But the biggest single issue, or the biggest single issue is probably demand management. So if we changed our diets and we reduced food waste, we could go a long way towards improving the environmental footprint of food production, reduce the climate impact, and also give people more healthy diets. So we have undernutrition, we also have overnutrition. So both the forms of malnutrition, so we've got increasing obesity, diabetes, chronic heart disease, colonic cancer, those are all related to poor diet. Overconsumption. So by addressing some of those issues through demand management, we can reduce the environmental impact of food, we can improve food security, and it creates a whole bunch of other things that we can do, headspace, within which we can start to think about how we use the land. So rather than this headlong careering towards ever greater production to feed the demand, if we manage the demand, we don't need to remain on that train, which is gathering pace and moving us ever forward. So we could land a probe on a comet, but we haven't yet addressed the issue of food security on our own planet, and that just seems nuts. I'm not saying we should close down the space program, but I'm just saying if we applied that same level of intellectual rigor and that same level of funding and that same level of effort, it's not beyond our ability to solve it. So we should. So the political will should be there to do it. Why do we still have people malnourished in this world where we produce enough food on the planet to feed everybody? It's a disgrace.